Good evening. It's got to be evening somewhere, right? It's evening where I am, here at Tpull's Corner. Travis here with a mono blue deck. And I don't see many mono blue decks these days, actually, so we have a little treat for you. Wait till you see the cards we're using. Want to remind you, we do have a poll up right now. If you go to my YouTube page and go to the post, they banned Screaming Nemesis, and I put 4 choices that I thought were more ban-worthy. And I'm asking for your vote. Which one do you think really should have been banned out of the 4? And right now, Ouroborod's in the lead. And I think Sheltered by Ghosts is in second place. But we're going to keep that up for a while. Do I want to do anything against this Paramecia Coloniax? I think we just counter it. I think that'll be fine. And then we can hold up Phantom Interference next. I always have to remind myself to treat the spree cards much like the kicker cards. I always want to hold them and pay the maximum mana cost and get the maximum value out of them, but that's actually a losing strategy. It's normally better to just pay for them whenever you can first use them, more often than not anyway. So like this, we'll just make you pay 2 for that creature. I don't need to be hit by 4 damage. And we'll go ahead and scry once for 2. I don't think we need that right now. We've got 2 removal cards or interaction cards. Put this down. This is one of the cards that's key to our deck. Living Conundrum. Costs 5. Its toughness is 5. Its power is only 2, but it does have hexproof. But, you know, if you can meet the winning condition here, the condition of the card, if you draw a card while your library has no cards in it, skip that card draw instead. And then as long as there are no cards in your library, this creature has base power and toughness 10-10 and has flying and vigilance. And I think it's okay to just do the unable to scream on that. That will remove the abilities, and we'll opt yet again. Another Fountain Port. I do need 5 lands. Might as well be a Fountain Port as opposed to anything else. That's fine. Puts that down. They kind of got to know I don't have a counterspell. All my blue is tapped. And because this has the enchantment on it, it doesn't gain the counter that it usually does. Burst Lightning, okay. Not a big deal. And yeah, we'll do... Hey. We'll do Cryo Shatter there. They can actually cast this Burst Lightning at my face right now. I don't want to turn the Living Conundrum into a chump blocker when they already have 5 power, so we will tap out maximum use of all of our energy, and we've got 1 part of our winning condition out on the field. And the other card is one that is even less used than this one. I do not run across Living Conundrum that often, but I have used it in a number of decks now. I've had fun every time. I think it's a nicely designed card. And I apologize if my voice is a little croaky. I went to a concert last night, and I may have, hooped and hollered a little bit, and I can't do that as much as when I was 20, so I'm paying the price for it a little bit today. Okay, so that card goes away. They still get to exile a bunch of stuff. I think should we just leave that on the field? Let's just leave that on the field. It could be a chump blocker against us later, but I don't really care. I don't want this to go into the graveyard and then have them reanimate it. Get out is a good thing to have. And so we just go ahead and we attack with the Conundrum. And we're going to hold up that counterspell. They're matching us on the land draw. See, that's a good one to get rid of, isn't it? Because if you get rid of it once it's on the battlefield, it just comes back. If we get rid of it now, they have to have a reanimator spell against it. Or for it. We've got some sort of instant in their hand. They could discard what they got anytime and just take these cards. They don't know what they can get here. It's like Christmas. And I guess it's okay. Just we'll use this. I don't want them to keep filling this up, so we'll actually kill that. If they want to attack in again. Still matching us on the land draws. Whatever cards they have, they can't really do much with them. At least they don't feel they can. I feel comfortable blocking here. No combat tricks from them. I think we want a treasure token. There we go. Okay, what did they have here? Feed the Swarm. 2 copies of Feed the Swarm. Not good against Living Conundrum. So they got 4 cards out of that. Getting rid of 2 relatively worthless cards. That was pretty good. That was a good move for them. And here's where we go ahead and get... I think we get a fish. They might have more removal, but let's go ahead and get a fish here. I don't know why my resolve button seems to be getting stuck tonight. You see that, right? Okay, so we got 2 creatures that are... Oh, and all I do is draw an island. Well, let's get rid of the Vampire Nighthawk. And I want a treasure this time. No attacks. They can actually just get another goblin by only having the Nighthawk tap and attack. They'd lose the Nighthawk, but they'd get yet another goblin. Ah, they have a slasher. Okay. Oh, they attack with this. They attack with this Seer Slicer Goblin? I'm kind of surprised at that. They're going to lose that. Oh, that's kind of nice too. We just pass. Everybody's got plenty of life. Everybody's got plenty of health. A Perforating Artist. Okay. I think we go ahead and get another fish. And now I start saving up my islands. All attackers go to their owner's hand. we're gonna lose the fish that we just got. And now I have to hold on to that. Let's see. Let's sacrifice the treasure token. Draw another card. And I think we're mostly done. Now I can create another fish, but I don't need to do it right this second. Now I can do it. I'm drawing a little bit too many lands at this point. So who do I get rid of? I think we kill that. And now we're just chump blocking. And my opponent probably feels pretty good about that, actually. If I create another fish here... Aha! That's good. They shouldn't attack in with the Prospector, but maybe they're okay with getting a landing token. That is... to my face. What'd they do? 5? I could get a lantern token out of that. They only have one spell at a time. I might as well. To make good on this, they're going to want to pay for it because they can. Have a lantern token. They're actually beating me on the land draw already. Really? Really, Arena? Okay, I'll do this again. I think we go ahead and just go get another land, and then I'm going to swing in with Conundrum for a couple points. I'm playing a little risky. They could have a removal card they're willing to use on the fish, in which case I'd go down to 4. And they're not staying on defense at all. They're willing to take out the fish each time. I mean, I have to spend one of my life points for one each time, so maybe they're okay with that. But I could use some other stuff. Like that could be useful a little bit. I'll do this again. We'll actually create a token. And then I can attack. And we'll get them down a little bit. I'm only losing 1 life with the fish, whereas they're losing 2 points against my Conundrum, so I'm catching up. That's fine. We stall where we can. Especially since all we're getting is lands. Let's see. Yeah, let's draw a card. Use that. There we go. Thank you. The unstoppable slasher has basically been stopped. And they replace it with a flyer. Great. We will No, I don't want to kill that with that. I want to kill that with that. We can just block that like normal. Take 1 point of damage. Get a little bit of life back. Go get a treasure token. Go get rid of the treasure token and draw a card. This is one of the primary ways that I can draw a card, actually, and it doesn't do any good because it's just land. Technically, they should have done that before they attacked, right? And yet again, land. I have lost track of how many lands I have drawn in a row. Finally! Okay, now we're about to cook with gas. If we can survive. This is the other part of our win condition. Marina Vendrell's Grimoire. Cost 6. When we cast it, we draw 5 cards. Then we have no more maximum hand size, and we don't lose the game for having 0 life, which we're getting close to 0 life. So, how do we want to do this? I think we just draw for now. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. We put this on you. Go ahead and put this down. And we can do that. Do I want to? Yes. We want to draw 5 more. 5 more cards. We get to keep them all. We have no maximum hand size. Everything's lovely now. No attacks. We've got to defend against the Cerberus with Living Conundrum. And now I don't care how much land we draw because I can always use it, or we can discard it if they hit us for damage. Like that. 4 points of damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Piece of cake, not a problem. Also piece of cake, not a problem. The third Grimoire comes out. 5 more cards we draw. And at some point I'm going to get another Living Conundrum. But in the meantime, I'll just draw our 4th. That's 20 cards. And I've got, what, 5 cards left? I've only lost 1 Conundrum, right? The entire match. Yeah, there's only 1 there, so the remaining 2 are at the bottom. That's fine. I don't need to do anything else this particular turn. I do need to try and straighten out what I have. So I stick all the lands on one side. I've only got 2 islands open. So limits, I do have a negate and a divert disaster and a get out. So I should be good against anything. What is that? A ritual chamber? How about an annul? For only 1 energy, we got rid of that. That is fabulous. That's what you call a bargain. There you are, my pretty. Alright, I don't think I need to do anything against those 2. Let's go ahead and do a stock up. See what do we got. There's one I want, and another one I want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I want a Conundrum. Now we have 3. And we only have 2 more cards to draw. And they still managed to draw more cards than me for a land and put them down in the entire match. Even though they still have 23 cards. Okay, there, that gets us even. Do I have something I can use to draw? I do. Okay, so we're going to create a token that's a copy, and we're going to draw 2 cards and discard a card. Create copy you, auto pay, discard a card, And now we have a bunch of flying 10/10s. And we can attack for 30 points of damage in the air, and they can only block with 1. And I'm down to 3 life points, and we win the game. And that's actually the strategy. That's the win condition right there. We use Marina Vendrell's Grimoire. We get maximum hand size. Or sorry, no maximum hand size. Whenever they hit us for any damage, we discard cards. We can lose the game if we discard cards and we have no cards in hand. If we get to a point where we're not holding any cards, they've hit us with so much damage, we discarded every card, that's when we lose. But we don't lose from point damage on our life total, and we don't lose from having no cards in our library, which are the 2 normal ways you lose in this game. So we've kind of flipped things, we've kind of flipped the table over is basically what we've done. Which I do like this game because it allows you to do things like that. So I call this deck the Living Grimoire, after Living Conundrum and Verina's Grimoire. And I'm doing this intentionally difficult. I made it more difficult on myself because if you look at Marina Vendrell's Grimoire, there's a little bit more to this. Whenever you gain life, you draw that many cards. I don't have a whole lot of ways to gain life in this deck. If you're willing to add in one more color, and you know, the obvious choice is white, but black has life gain, green has life gain. There's some artifacts that have life gain. If you want to churn through your deck faster, you could probably make this a 2-color deck without too much of a problem, and maybe have it be more efficient, possibly. But the thing is, I don't see people using a lot of mono blue anymore. I've seen a lot of monocolored decks still, but of the other 4 colors. I don't come across a lot of mono blue anymore. So there was a couple of reasons that I had for making this deck. One is that I have 4 copies of the Grimoire, and I haven't made, I've been distracted with other deck ideas, so I haven't made this yet. But I've had 4 copies. I've had this idea for a while. I love using Living Conundrum. This is like my 4th or 5th deck using Living Conundrum, but I space them out over the course of several months. So it's not like anybody's getting sick of this because it's a card you just don't see every day. But I do love to put together decks with this in it and show how you can win with this card. And we've won a lot with this card with a lot of different deck ideas. So you can search the channel if you want to find some of the older Living Conundrum decks. They've all been fun. So let's go over the rest of the cards in the deck besides those 2 for the win conditions. Those are the expensive cards. Everything else is 4 less. I've got 1 Aetherize for 4 mana. Return all attacking creatures to their owner's hand. I've got 2 Stock Ups at 3 mana to just dig through the deck. Pick out the cards I need at the moment. The rest is 2 and 1 drops, which I did pretty good on this. I'm not usually too cheap with the way I do things. And technically, if you look at this, okay, we've got 24 lands. We've got 4 creatures, technically. We've got pretty average cheapness on the per mana value. The 2.4 is the average mana cost. We've got 1 Annul, gets rid of artifacts or enchantment spells. 1 Bounce Off, to return target creature or vehicle to owner's hand. For control, I have the Cryo Shatters, which this is kind of a bend in blue, if not a break, because we're used to being able to enchant things with blue to immobilize them in some way, or to paralyze them, or to change things. Here it takes away 5 of their power, but whenever the enchanted creature becomes tapped or is dealt damage, you destroy it, which you don't normally see destroy on a blue card. This is only the second one in the last couple of years where you've seen destroy. But there's been a little power creep over the last, 10, 20 years, and maybe they decided they're just going to allow stuff like this every now and then. Moving on, we have 4 Ops, because we can draw through our deck a little bit with those. 1 Phantom Interference, if we do have enough. Sometimes this 2/2 white spirit creature flying with, or token with flying, that has come in handy on a number of times. 3 Steps Ahead, always a good counterspell. Just 1 copy of it, because I wanted 4 copies of Unable to Scream, so I could turn things into 0/2s and get rid of all of the abilities. 2 Divert Disasters, because I don't really mind. This deck can use all the land. I've got land available to discard when I need to, for just staying alive, when we get hit with the Grimoire out. But, I think you saw I can tap out real easy, and sometimes I have to pay careful attention to make sure I've got enough energy up so that I can cast my counterspells. 1 negate, 4 get outs. This is kind of my favorite card as far as a counterspell right now. Counter target creature or enchantment spell, or you can return 1 or 2 target creatures and or enchantments you own to your hand. Sometimes, if they put out a really tough creature, I'll return one of my own enchantments to my hand, get rid of whatever I had it on, and put it on the bigger threat. So there's one idea to keep in mind. I do have 1 Shifting Rift as well. This is from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I'm usually just using it to exchange one thing, and that's usually like a target creature. Like, I'll go make a 1/1 fish with Fountain Port, and I'll trade it with something. Although, there are a number of times where I've had, like, Unable to Scream out, and I will trade enchantments. I'll get something useful, and they'll be stuck with the enchantment aura that is already on their creature, and it doesn't do them any good. 1 cool card, Extraordinary Journey. Costs 2 blue and XX. When the enchantment enters, exile it to X target creatures. So if you're exiling 2 target creatures, you got to pay 2 for each of the X's up in the X cost. So to get rid of 2 target creatures, you would have to pay X equals 2, X equals 2, and 2 blue. So you'd have to pay 6 to get rid of 2 creatures. If you want to get rid of 3 creatures, you got to pay 8. Okay, so reach of those cards, owner may play it for as long as it remains exiled. Whenever 1 or more non-token creatures enter, if entered from exile or is cast from exile, you draw a card. So the enchantment stays on. If they have other things that they can, say, bring in from the graveyard, or maybe they cast a flashback card from exile or something, I think it works. But it definitely works on all of these creatures that you exile with the enchantment when it enters. So if they've got some threats, we buy some time with this and get some card draw out of it. Over here we have 18 islands, 2 adventures inns because it does gain us life, which helps us draw cards when the Grimoire is out, 2 demolition fields in case they have special lands, and 2 fountain ports, which you saw us make heavy use of having both of these out at the same time. Probably saved our life, alternately creating fish and treasures and drawing through our deck a little bit faster than we otherwise would have. But that's what they're there for. And hey, look at that. We demonstrated the deck. We had the win condition. We drew all the way through my entire deck, which is something I did want to show in the video. So we've accomplished everything. I should say goodnight because probably going to start dying soon. That's the way Arena treats me, according to my own personal conspiracy theory. I'm a free-to-play player. I don't give them money. They have a whole team that exists to make my life miserable here on this engine. We keep the opt. It makes them a little nervous. They know we have something that we can cast. They don't know exactly what it is. We've got 1 negate we can cast as well. Now we've got Divert Disaster and 3 Steps Ahead, all of which are available to us. And an Iguana Parrot. That would have been considered overpowered in the day. Yeah, let's go refill. We will take Cryo Shatter, and we will take Living Conundrum. And you now have a free pass to put down whatever you want. Anything at all. Go ahead. Put down anything. Put down nothing. Okay. Was that a creature? Pass. It's a lot of energy they had there. I think it's time to opt. Another land. We do need another land. Ooh, I think it's okay to put down Conundrum here. I'm not sure what they would have had that we could use negate on. For something like this, this normally means they're going to try and put down creatures first. They might be holding on to a counterspell here, so I'm not going to put the second Conundrum down. Going to see if they get their land drop. If they don't, they're kind of compelled to action, right? Unless they're willing to discard. Oh, look at that octopus form. They are having troubles. But they kept their mana open. I don't want to lose the possibility on these. Sweet. I'm kind of okay with that. I didn't have to discard anything. Ouch. Look at that. We're going to take that one hit. After that, they get a cryo shatter on that. Just in case. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6. Since they have haste creatures, I'm a little bit more hesitant now to put the Grimoire down. If they have 4 of these, I could be in trouble. But we made them think. And they do nothing. They've got to have counterspells, right? Or another Ether Drift. Okay, so they chump block there, they lose the creature. It's fine. I'm playing very conservatively here. I expect them to have counterspells with this. They've got Aetherize for sure. They've got Scry. A little bit of a mirror match going on. Not completely, because they don't have Living Conundrum. I can guarantee you that. But they could easily have another Ether Drift. And so, I'm only going to attack with 1. If they want to burn an Ether Drift on 2 points of damage, more power to you. I have enough energy, I can start creating treasure tokens. Drawing a lot of land again. We end the turn. When we look at this, it has trample, so creating a fish at the last minute for a chump blocker is not going to do all that much. Not going to do all that well for us. If they're willing to just do nothing but put down land, they've nearly got me matched. I'm willing to slow walk this. I mean, I'll even make the other treasure right now. That's how impatient I'm getting. I'm trying to control my patience. As much as I like blue, it is kind of... what is... that's a draw 2 cards? Let's see if... let me draw out a counterspell. They let that go? Okay, we are in luck. Start the win condition. Okay, we're just going to attack. I think we can go ahead and put this down. I don't have a counterspell. If they have just another one of these, that's fine. You know what? You can draw 2 cards. That's fine. How many cards do we have to get through? 32? Okay. Let's try this again. They don't mind me drawing. If you don't mind me drawing, I don't mind drawing. We'll put down one of the lands. Will you let me put down another Conundrum? Oh, this is lovely. Ether Drift? Another one? Fine. Yeah, Aetherize, sorry. Okay, we're okay with that. I have treasure, so yeah, we can counter that one. Auto pay with the treasure. Just what I thought. Draw some more cards. I'm going to let that happen. Not a problem. They get a creature down? Do they get a creature down? You think they do. Bounce off. Woo! There's my other treasure. Alright, Conundrum. Conundrum! Where'd you go? I have so many Conundrums now. Attack for 2. They really need to have another Aetherize up there, or they're facing lethal damage. They keep looking at the Conundrum. It has hexproof. You can't do anything to it. Okay. 4 points of damage. We have to discard 4 cards. A 1, and 2, and a 3, and a 4. And try. We don't mind because we got another Grimoire. And they don't have enough mana for an Aetherize. Which means we can put this down and then we are all in. They absolutely have to block. And let's make sure they can't do any damage to us. I mean, they have the counter, right? Right? Oh, giving it hexproof. Giving it hexproof. But that's fine. I have an Aetherize. I have an Aetherize. I think I'm okay with that. They don't see anything else in my hand, do they? We put the lands over here. We have our 4th Conundrum ready. And they're down to 2 life points. 5 points of damage? They can pay for that, so... Oh, just 3 points of damage. Sorry. Oh, that's fine. 1, and a 2, and a 3. Whee! Do you have another Aetherize? They do not. We still have 18 cards. So, a tiny bit of a mirror match. Not nearly as many counterspells as I expected. I expected counterspells as opposed to just like hexproof interaction. But lots of people carrying around direct damage and just hit me in the face. It hurts, but I'm still alive at the end of the day. Croaky voice. Croaky concert voice and all. They take a mulligan here. Uh-oh. This is going to be one of those landfall type decks. This could be problematic on me, because they got to go first. And they got all these special lands already. Land can't be blocked. Oh yeah, look at all this. That's a bunch of crap. Green. 1 mana of any color. Let's just let it go. We've got so many counterspells. There we go. I guess we go ahead and up now as well. Yeah, I do need more land. I need 5 to cast Phantom Interference. This we can do for just that. Stop the Badger Mole. Scry again. Divert Disaster is good with where they're at with land right now. I don't think I save that. I think I use it. And then we've got a choice between these 3. Divert Disaster is good. They don't have 2 extra. Done. Done with that, done with that. 3, 4, 5. So I think we just wait again. They've got 2 of these. Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3. I can just do this, right? I can pay for both of these now. Auto pay. Grimoire. Jump blocker. I can search for a basic land card? I don't mind that at all. I can rely on my health again. They did me a favor where I'm at right now. Thank you. Thank you, sir. That's not that big a deal overall. Conundrum? Or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I do need to put something down. And I do still have enough for 3 steps ahead or get out. Is that an enchantment? Counter enchantment. Get out is one of my favorite cards for this particular deck. Precisely for that reason. I've got enchantments covered a lot of the times just because of that spell. They've got to be frustrated at this point. You know what? I'm going to keep that. It could be interesting if they manage to convert one of these lands at some point. Perfect, perfect, perfect. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, let's do it this way. Let's get the Grimoire down again. And then we gain life, and we draw 2 more cards. And we just let that be a chump blocker for now. I can still do 3 steps ahead. I can still do get out. If they manage to do damage to me, I do have some islands I can get rid of. If they don't like their cards, if they think I have counterspells, they should be willing. 3. You know what? I don't want to use that one though. I want them. They might have other enchantments. Oh, hang on. That is. Oh, that's a sorcery. We're just going to counter that. We counter the sorcery. I was thinking that was a creature for a second. Okay, Fountain Port comes down. Let me just organize this real quick. Yeah, I don't need to attack just yet. Could have used a demolition land. Okay, it can't be blocked. They do not attack with it. Cryo Shatter works great with that. Another Fountain Port, I think. And then stock up. Another Conundrum and another... Oh, you know what? Let me do the Demolition Field. I think I want to hold up the counterspell, though. 5, 6, 7, shoot. Alright, I'm going to hold up the counterspell. They've got to think at some point that I'm not going to have enough. Okay, they lose Secrets on them. Then it comes back. Because Earthbend. But we stopped the second Badgermill Cub, so probably that was better than drawing 5. Oh good, they don't do anything there. That's excellent because this thing is the problem, right? It can't be blocked. And Shifting Grift doesn't exchange control of lands, so we're going to get rid of that. And then another Grimoire. Perfect. I just don't need to attack. Not against somebody who can create a creature to attack against me any second they feel like. I can be patient. I only need 17 more cards, and then I can get these puppies down and just fly right over this. Piece of cake. Watch this. They can't destroy that, can they? Exchange control of 2 creatures, please. It's where they see if they have hexproof or something. Okay, they make my spell fizzle. Didn't have any way to stop that. I think that's fine. Let's go ahead and put down a land. And since it's got Vigilance, Cryo Shatter doesn't help against that. This may not be the best thing to do. But I've got Aetherize and I've got Bounce Off, so I'm not really all that concerned. I made it tougher. It's a 2-4 instead of a 2-2. Now they're just going to attack me with a bunch of lands, aren't they? Can't be blocked. Do they attack with both? Four damage to target. They're going to kill their own creature. This is turning into a very strange game. Bounce off. There we go. Stock up. I think a negate would be good. No, wait. Demolition Field. They might have creatures or enchantments. Let me do it this way. Put down the Demolition Field. What do we want to destroy? I think we'll get rid of one of these. They're getting enough land, they could power up 2 at a time. Not much land left in my deck. Here comes the Secret Tunnel again. Can't attack this turn though. Oh, it can? Oh, haste. Wait, what is it that gave it haste? Oh, the Bossing Sage gives it haste? No, that just turns it into... What am I missing? What is it that gives that thing haste? Okay, yeah, Earth. Okay, so Bossing Bay is the one that gives it haste. Aetherize. I just forgot for a second. Probably because it's late at night. Okay, you can't do anything against that. What do you got in your hand? That's right. You take it. You take it. More land. Let's make them nervous now, shall we? We can start pecking away at them now. Badger Mole. Strike 3 against the Badger Mole. Badger Mole Cub is not coming down. One more in the deck. They have 36 cards left. They still managed to get this thing. And it has haste and can't be blocked. So I'm going to start losing some stuff here. I like that. Token. In the turn. One life gain is not going to save you. They kill their creature again. But it comes in tapped, so it's not going to attack me this time. How many times are they going to use their own cards to destroy their own land? Okay, let's try this. Let's get rid of Rumble Arena this way. Or are you going to destroy your land again? Perfect. They bring it in? They bring it in? Oh, because it's get exiled, so it doesn't count. So I don't get to draw anything from it. Because it's not a creature when it comes back. Okay, fine. Let's go ahead and get out of the way, Island. I want to sacrifice my treasure and draw a card. Scry. Yeah, I can still do a scry. Crown Shatter's fine. And then we just attack. What am I down to? 7 cards? Wait, that's just a Rugged Highlands. Oh, they're going to do it to get life back. They have 2 of these down. 2 creatures. Oh, they're not going to do it, huh? Create a treasure. Sacrifice the treasure. Draw a card. Okay. Pass the turn. These can't hurt me. They're going to have to make other lands. Yeah, exactly. But there's only one that can't be blocked. Five cards left. Can I make this last? They did not attack with it. Lose all your abilities. Perfect. You know what? I think we create a treasure token. And we sacrifice the token and we draw a card. Sing along if this is starting to sound familiar. They don't have any more bossing says. They can get 1 life point back if they use the mana there. They can't hit at us with anything except the secret tunnel. And secret tunnel now can be blocked. The Grimoire goes away again. I can search for another land? Do I have any? I have 1 land left. Oh, I only... If I'd had that Grimoire anywhere higher, the game would be over already. I have a number of battles that I've gone through where I have all 4 Living Conundrums on the field, and the opponent waits until my very last draw when I have 40 points of damage in the air, and then they scoop. They are already dead. I just don't think they know it. They're still somehow thinking there's some way they could do things, but this is it. The transformation of all 4 Living Conundrums. Final score, -30 to 21. We beat an Earthbend deck. With Mono Blue. When's the last time you saw that? Is anybody out there using Mono Blue? Let me know. Leave a comment. I've seen blue mixed with black for Dimir or red with Izzet. Earlier on I saw some landfall decks that were green and red, but I'm not seeing that much anymore. I'm just thinking of 2 color combinations I'm seeing a lot of. Usually when I see control, it's blue mixed in with either black or white. Okay, we get to go first. Let's see what we're up against. Not the greatest start, but not the worst thing in the world. Let's just be a stinker right off the bat. Show me what you got. Hopefully it's not a hair deck. I only have 1 Ether Thrift card to shove everybody back up in their hand. It is. It's an Heir Apparent deck. Alright, we can use 1 of these now. I do need more land. I need to get the Conundrum down. Sometimes these decks have board wipes, and then spells to bring all their small creatures back up from the graveyard. And I don't really have graveyard hate in here anywhere. Okay, they don't get a bunny. No, they do. It still counts as Heir Apparent. Okay, so they're still gonna get stuff. Which means putting down a Grimoire is really problematic. Because they can get so many points of damage through against me. And I'm already almost out of any other kind of ammo. This may be just one of the things that gets past us. I've only got a certain number of things that compete against us. And they've only laid down 2 lands, and technically a couple more hairs and they can just hit me for 20. Sorry, 22. They're already trying to do the math. They're like 11 and drawing. If I need to draw a 4-drop spell. So I would need 10 lands to make that work. I need to play this and draw into the spell. And what are the odds? There's not really much else to do anyway, so... I think we'll just let them take care of us here. They had us either way. Three lands, that's all they needed. Okay, Heir Apparent beats us. A deck based around an idea that they used to consider so overpowered that back in Alpha they eventually limited the card. That's where we got the limit of only 4 creatures in a deck from, is one of the first, the rats, the plague rats, that just could build and scale and get so overpowered. And guess what? They just go ahead and make another version of a plague rat, but make it a bunny this time, and it's okay somehow. Create a token. No, we've got the counterspell. We'll use the counterspell. Throw away an elf. They lose another elf. Oh no, wait, they can pay for that if they tap. Shoot, I miscalculated. Okay, they've got another elf now. Did you give me enough land this time, Arena? 7 lands and 4 spells. And I can't stop that. And that will probably take me out too. 2 counters on each creature every time. And all I'm doing is drawing lands. I have 24 lands. The regular number of lands, I got 8 lands and 4 spells. The spies at Wizards are out in full force to make sure I lose 2 in a row. The only thing that'll give me a moment's respite really is Aetherize. Joy. 3 more lands. Thanks, Arena. You think anything can help me here? Oh, more land. Great. There's the Aetherize. I only have 3. I have 3 lands left. Arena Spies, you're despicable. You gave me the card I wanted in 1 short of land to save me. With one of the more recent Mythic Rare Busted cards that's come out in your newest expansion. That's fair. Bunch of sadists. Okay, I lost 2 in a row. When do they take their coffee break? See, I knew I should have quit after the first match. You know what it is my video's running long. I was having too much fun. And they're like, oh no, this guy's not gonna get off. Let's do something to him. See? This is what the spies at Wizards do. They make sure that I don't get the card that I need, they tease me with it, and then when I talk about it, they make sure it's dealt in my opening hand the very next round. For those of you who have been around for most of the 5 years I've been doing this, how many times does this happen? To me. You've been there. You've seen it. And this is not edited. I'm not doing anything to this. I hit record and I play straight through. It's all real and authentic. Let's see what else we got coming. Drop, sure, why not? 2-1 for only 1. That's not going to be a problem, really, though, is it? We've got Divert Disaster ready. Let's do it this way. We still have Divert Disaster. I'm assuming they have a removal spell. I don't know if they'd want to kill their own creature for any reason. This can, when this dies, this can destroy any fish that we make, though, so we got to be ready for that. Hey, I'm the one with the color blue. I'm the one who's supposed to spend a long time thinking on turn 3, not you. How many cards do they have? Normal number? 1 extra? What? Hello. See, Wiz just went on the coffee break. Alright, I do think that is enough, though. You can tell I just started. I've only got 4 wins out of 15 for the night. But hey, we got a winning percentage, and I was able to show off the winning combination, Living Conundrum. This was really the Marina of Vendrell's Grimoire. This is the card that I got the idea from, that I wanted to test out, that I want to play with, see if I could make it work. In the current environment, with it being so quick, I was uncertain. But I'm kind of happy with the way this all turned out. Go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know if you're playing mono blue. If you are, if it's mostly controlled or something else. But yeah, I enjoyed this. It worked out better than I thought it was going to do. So that's all for this time, folks. Remember, you're not seeing other people play with these kind of cards anywhere else on YouTube. Come here for the good stuff. I'll have something different for you next time. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.